you out of the emergency? Okay, is he breathing? Let's go ahead and start compression. You're acting as his pulse right now, remember that, so just keep going.
I incurred a cardiac arrest on July the 1st, 2023.
When I came downstairs, he normally doesn't lay on the couch on a Saturday morning. We're a very active family. I'm like, you okay? And he's like, yeah. So I said, oh, it's a beautiful day. Do you want to go sailing? Which is his favorite thing to do. And he says, no, I don't think so. And so I immediately said, what's going on? So he said, well, I felt a little clammy. And then I said, we're going to the ER.
So we went upstairs and got into some clothes to go to the hospital. Then I completely collapsed.
He just dropped. I didn't really understand at that point that cardiac arrest was different than a heart attack, but he had died. His heart had stopped.
I play bass in a band called M Street, and we happened to be playing on August 23rd of this year at Cook's Corner. Some guy walked in and started shooting up the room. He hurt a couple of people really bad in there, and on his way out the door, he turned around and shot at the band and hit 2 of us. From inside, we could still hear some gunfire, and that's when it got really scary. I wound up kind of behind the bar, and so I took that opportunity to call Jane.
And Dave says, Jane, I've been shot. I'm okay, but there are others that aren't. It's a bad scene. I gotta go. I love you.
On December 18th of 2016, my 14-year-old son and I were at the movie theater. We were coming out into the parking lot. I heard a noise and I look up and I see a pickup truck come flying at us. It had cleared a 6-foot fence. As the truck hit us, he landed on a fire hydrant and sheared it off. So we had water everywhere. And I was thrown about 10 feet where Jacob, our son, he was thrown into the concrete. I've been to bad situations, I've been to war, but nothing like that, right? So it was a pretty horrible moment. What got me up was trying to find my son, right? And so that was probably the hardest part. So we found Jacob face down in the water, pulled him out, and I'm an old rescue swimmer, so I've pulled dead bodies out of the water before, and Jacob felt like a dead body. So we... So
I arrived at the emergency room, and this nurse comes rushing out, like I did not have to wait. So she whisked me back. He was already in surgery. Then I broke down, right? You know, please save him. I hope I did enough. Oh my gosh. And she holds my hand. She gets really close. She goes, listen to me. You just saved your husband's life. So initially, obviously, it was around the clock because it wasn't clear if he would survive. He was very critical. One morning, it was probably 6 in the morning, and Dr. Schiffman came in, and they had him hooked up to an EEG looking at brain activity. He pauses, and he looks over at me, and it's just he and I in the room. And he smiles. He goes, I'm absolutely thrilled by what I'm seeing on this.
Jeff ended up with multiple fractured ribs, a lot of additional internal injuries. And our son Jacob had suffered a severe traumatic brain injury. Once Jeff was extubated, his nurse wrapped him in a blanket, put him in a wheelchair, and rolled him up to Jacob's bed. And they held each other's hand. That was a turning point for both of them.
An exceptional moment for me at Mission Hospital was when I was laying there on the gurney. I don't know who she was. She came up to me and she put her hand on my shoulder and she said, "You're still here and you're still you." And I thought, that's perfect.
My son is baseball has been his passion his whole life. And because of Providence Mission Hospital, not only did he get to return to baseball, but he's now a senior in college on a baseball scholarship as the starting first baseman for his team. And I am so grateful that my son gets to continue living his dream because of the care that he received. Without Providence Mission Hospital, I, instead of being a very happily married mother of 4, would be a widowed mother of 3.
Everyone who cared for me at Mission Hospital was top-notch professionally, and I think that little extra were their personalities.
There were all those wonderful things, and they were human. And humans Reaching out to humans that are going through tough times is a beautiful thing.
Aren't we lucky that Mission is where it is? Because they're the trauma center, they're the STEMI center that you want to go to when this happens to you. Mission Hospital kept us together. They didn't change the course of my 3 sons growing up without a dad.
Yet we're so grateful they saved our family. We would have been forever ruined if he was gone. He would have missed all the weddings, all the grandchildren. And then, as I said to him when he came home too, I would have missed him terribly.
I would say thank you. And those 2 words hopefully would convey how much I appreciate him.